All right, everyone. Welcome to our Strategic Partner Education Moments series. This week, we are lucky enough to have Elane from Equity Home Bank here today to talk to us about one of her favorite products, actually, the chip reverse mortgage. So I'm going to not talk to you too in depth because it is a complex product that works for a very particular demographic incredibly well. And not too many people, everyone thinks they know about it, but not everyone actually knows about it. So I am going to pass it off to Elane and have her lead the way.
Thank you very much, Alex. So thanks again for having me. It's Elane Russell with Home Equity Bank. Just wanted to make a little correction. Thank you for having me. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody who's celebrating today. It's beautiful weather. So thanks for having me again. I'm here being invited by my wonderful broker, Shirley Froze. So Shirley, wave at everybody or raise your hands or somehow make yourself known. So thanks for having us on the presentation. And thanks for Alex for mentioning that chip reverse mortgages unfortunately does have a negative reputation. And unfortunately, those things come from different countries, have different rules. In Canada, just in a nutshell, what the reverse mortgage is, it's like a home loan with no payments. It's registered in first position, and we can get into a little bit of a discussion on that. So from there, we will start sharing my screen and we'll start my presentation. Let's see if I can get the presentation going. There's a little video with our presentation. I hope nobody gets offended by it. So please take a view, and we'll start with our slideshow. So, well, thank you again. And we're going to talk about spring ahead chip reverse mortgages and how they can be useful for not just the 55 and up clients, but also you can assist your clients to purchase vacation homes, rental homes, or just the primary residence right now. As we know, spring market is pretty crazy. So there's my little video right here.
Here comes that agent, Terry Elane. Probably gonna ask if we're ready to sell. I got this.
So thank you guys. I didn't mean to make any enemies with this particular little video, but we all know there is unfortunately a lot of negative connotation, and sometimes even wonderful realtors get a negative view. So here we are to dispel some myths and misconceptions about reverse mortgages and show our clients and our industry partners how it can be useful. As you know, there's about 1,000 people turning age 65 or 55 every single day. So 42% of all Canadian homeowners are the age 50. So there is $1 trillion opportunity right now for Canadians who are sitting in the $1 trillion wealth, and it's all cooped up in their home. So you can see that a lot of people want to age in place. So right now we see the bit of a different shift. I was being financial planner for almost 20 years when we were speaking with our clients. Usual discussion was when you're 55, 65, when the kids are out of the house, you usually downsize, you smaller residence, and then you use the difference in funds to provide some additional cash flow in retirement. Well, guess what? Lots of people do not want to downsize, and especially now they don't want to move. They might not be wanting to go into the seniors residence, or especially now people are actually upsizing. So they maybe downsize to a condo, they want to keep it as a rental property. And now they want to buy maybe a bungalow so you can have a bit of a yard and a garage to tinkering, because, you know, let's face it, we've been stuck together, quarantining with each other for over 2 years now. We need a little bit of a separation, a little bit of space, and especially if you have a home office you're running from home, having kids and grandkids, so that we need a little bit of space. So what you can see, the reverse mortgage can help your clients is with the right sizing, not necessarily downsizing. It can be moving from a bigger home to a smaller home, or from a bigger home to a condo. We see a lot of people moving to lake properties right now if they can work from home. So that's the new trend. also purchasing a home. And we can get a little bit of a discussion how the clients can purchase a home using reverse mortgage. And unfortunately, through this COVID, but prior to that, even divorce has been prevalent, and unfortunately, it's spiked up a little bit because there's the pressure, and performances and economic pressures right now. People losing jobs. There's really not a lot of hope these days, especially after yesterday's announcements. A lot of people are feeling just really, really down. So we are able to help. So the minimum qualification criteria for clients to be able to qualify for CHIP reverse mortgage is the age 55. The property has to be located anywhere in Canada because we're a federally regulated bank. We're chartered one bank, just like along with TD, Scotia, all the major financial institutions. We've been around for over 35 years. And we've been privileged to assist Canadians 55 or better to stay in their home or age in their home or move into the place they want and age in their terms. As you can see, a lot of Canadians, unfortunately, especially now, don't have an employer pension. They might not have saved a lot of money. There's a lot of people retiring with debt. A lot of people going back and start helping their children. It's bank of mom and dad is coming back into play. What we can see right now, the right sizing, for example, give us an example. This is a couple in Edmonton, not a specific picture of them, but it's a couple in Edmonton. They're single detached home of $550,000. They feel like they want to maybe downsize and have a bit of a smaller yard and less upkeep. So they're able to, they found the townhouse or condo for $300,000. They're able to sell the property, use the reverse mortgage to purchase, and they've had enough cash flow to maintain their lifestyle that they want to enjoy because there are no payments required on the CHIP reverse mortgage. And as you know, over the next really appreciation in the next 10 to 15 years, we're using 4% appreciation, but we can use 2 or 3% appreciation in Alberta on condos. So in the next 10 to 15 years, their $300,000 condo would be worth close to $500,000. And if they haven't tapped into their retirement and haven't spent all of their savings, because people living longer, they're living until their 90s and the hundreds. And as you know, sometimes the medical expenses are really, really, really going up. Now, right now, we see a big, huge trend buying a vacation property, especially now we feel like we're going to be trapped and kind of stuck in Alberta for the next little while. I love Alberta and I want to stay and travel our own province and spend money locally. So lots of people are looking at options right now to buy a vacation home or a lake lot or a motorhome or some of those fun entertainment vehicles. So this couple, for example, they're living in a single detached home. Their property is valued $450,000. They're looking at potentially buying and escaping a winter and going to Mexico. Well, right now it's a little bit tough to do so because we can't travel. But once they're able to do so, they're able to qualify for a $200,000 reverse mortgage on their current property. They have an additional $50,000 of their own savings. So when it's allowed to travel, they're able to go and purchase their place cash. And once the VRBO and Airbnbs will come a new reality again, they're able to rent it out and potentially speaking with their financial advisor, financial planner, and tax accountant, they're able to write off some of the interest on their reverse mortgage and enjoy the lifestyle they want. So this is not just for people who want to stay in their home. This is also for vacation properties. The same situation we see right now. People want to buy maybe a rental property. Or if the kids are back to school in September, October, instead of maybe renting a property close to university area or colleges, they might want to buy a condo and help their kids stay in place with no additional stress of payments. Divorce. Nobody likes talking about this, but this is unfortunately a reality for many, many Canadians right now. So this is a Canadian couple in, I'm not sure exactly where it was. They moved around so much. It was in Alberta and then they moved to BC. So they sold their property. They were more or less amicable. They were able to use the same real estate agent and the same broker. And they're able to sell their property after the sale and proceeds and the disbursements and legal fees. They were able to get about $250,000 each from the sale of their property. With their age, they qualified for approximately $170,000 and $180,000 CHIP reverse mortgage. So they were able to buy a townhouse each, and they keep a little bit of extra money. So not going to be completely, totally destitute and down to being house poor again. So this is a reality for a lot of Canadians. We're able to buy each other out for spouses or go ahead and purchase the new property. So in a nutshell, what the reverse mortgage is, it's a lifetime loan. It's the best way to explain it. It's like a home line with no payments. It's secured against the property in first position. We do not take over the client's title. They maintain the ownership of their home. There are no payments required. The longer they live, and we lend conservatively to begin with, we never want to own the client's home. So conservatively begin with, we lend up to 55% loan to value. So the clients can stay in their home as long as they wish, as long as they maintain payments of property taxes and insurance. Nobody will force them out of the house. You can unlock up to 55% value in the home and use it for anything you like. It's a very few things left in Canada right now tax-free, so you can use it for additional financial planning strategies. And we have a written no negative equity guarantee, which means your clients will never own more money on their house than their house is worth. Especially right now in the Canadian situation in Alberta, especially with people worried about Canadian economy maybe going kind of sideways. And if their home is worth maybe less in the next 10 to 15 years, because we know the reverse mortgage interest rates is slightly higher than regular A or B lenders, but there are no payments required. They will never outlive equity in their home. So this is just really in a nutshell how the reverse mortgage is, so what it is. If you can think about a couple of clients you maybe are not able to help or would benefit from this solution, talk to Shirley and myself. She's my chip queen of Alberta. She knows everything about it. And if we can find the solution and we can find the answer, we can definitely find somebody in our bank who will be able to provide us some additional information. And I would like to open to some questions.
Right, so you can leave do you have your contact page up?
Really, yes.
Yeah, so why don't you leave that one up just so people know how to get a hold of you while we ask the questions here.
I'll put it up in the chat room here for everybody to see. So yeah, please go. I'm here, all ears. I'd like to answer some questions.
Okay, so one of the questions is does a chip reverse mortgage allow someone to pay off existing debts that are attached to title?
Absolutely, yes. We have to be in first position. So if the clients want to set up a reverse mortgage with us, we will be required to pay any debts registered on title outstanding currently. So we will register chip reverse mortgage in first position. If there's additional funds available, they will be able to use it for anything they want. If one of those things is a payout debt, absolutely they can.
Okay, is anyone then able to go into second position after chip reverse mortgage?
Yes, we do have some lenders who are able and willing to go in second position because we lend very conservatively to begin with. And if there's, we will be allowed to go conjunctive borrowing up to 65% loan to value. So we do have a few lenders that we work with closely, especially in Alberta right now. We know the properties maybe didn't go up in value as much. And to already have existing mortgage and maybe some CRA debt or credit card debt, we can definitely put them in touch with private lenders to get very, very reasonable interest rates, which will create an additional cash flow for them because there's no payments on chip reverse mortgage, and they might have a small payments on the private mortgage in second position.
Okay, and then the last question that I see here is, can you walk someone actually through the process?
Absolutely, that's a very, very good question. So what we usually do, if you're a client or if you're a broker, or if you just maybe just interested in qualifying for a reverse mortgage, you're asking for some questions, you can contact myself or you can contact Shirley. Like I said, she knows all the ins and out of the product. We will start with doing a quote for a client. And all we really need to know is the client's age, the postal code of the location of the property where they live, and the approximate value of the property. So then once we know those three criteria, we're able to run a calculator and they can see how much of a reverse mortgage they're able to qualify for. Based on that information, you need to deduct from that limit any secure debt against the property, and additional funds will be available to them to use as they need. As long as we advance at least $25,000, the rest of the limit can be available to them to use at any time. So that will be the first steps. Once the clients are say, you know what, it's a great product, I think it's a great solution for me, we will proceed with a credit application because we are a chartered financial bank. We do have to pull a credit report to make sure that there is no surprises. Most of the time, we do not ask for income verification. The only time we do need income verification if the client has a slightly bruised credit. We just want to make sure that they're able and willing and able to pay property taxes and insurance if there's condo fees. But credit minimum, there's no minimum credit score to qualify for chip reverse mortgages. So that would be the next step. Then we'll order an appraisal. The appraisal cost is $350. It will come out from proceeds of the mortgage. So there's no out-of-pocket expense for a client. Once the appraisal report comes in, we'll speak with the client based on the information of property value. We'll talk to them about how much they qualify for. We'll choose the term, the interest rate, the length of the term, and it's a lifetime product. Once it's approved and set up on title, there's no renewal fees, there is no reappraisal fees, and it will stays on the title as long as the clients live in the home. Or if they want to move to the next location, we can definitely speak with them, potentially, in a sense, porting it to the next residence.
Okay.
So that will be the next step. And then after that, once the client signed the commitment document, just like a regular mortgage, we'll send it to our legal department. It gets registered on title. We use FCT for our registration. And then the last step will be for clients to go and see their lawyer for independent legal advice. Each and every single mortgage of ours requires to have an independent legal advice, just to make sure clients are completely comfortable with what they're signing. They have no questions, no additional questions. They're absolutely comfortable with each and every single aspect of the transaction. And like I said, the appraisal fees, the legal fees, and independent legal advice fee will come out for mortgage proceeds. So there's no out-of-pocket cost for a client.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, those are all the questions that we have. So thank you so much. And
Yeah.
Shirley's watching. Shirley is with Centum Elite Mortgage Corporation. Her brokerage is out of our Sherwood Park office, which is located at 10137 Athabascan Ave in Sherwood Park. So if you do have any questions and would like to specifically talk to either Elane or to Shirley, message in the comments, and then I can get you in touch with them both. Or if Elane has a contact slide that she would like to put up just before we leave.
I can share my screen quickly right here again. Just see, so I can put mine, and then absolutely you can let us know. So there's my email, the cell phone number, and my email address. So you guys can please reach out to us. Absolutely, there's no cost to deal with us. And again, if the clients decides for whatever reason they decide not to proceed, there's no cost to them, even if we order an appraisal.
Perfect. So there's all our contact info, cell phone and email. So if you do have specific questions or would like potentially to have a conversation about a referral or a client, please do send it off. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thanks for having us, and have a fantastic day again, everybody.
Okay. See you guys.